Welcome, seekers of the macabre, to the abyss of horror. Tonight we delve into a tale that will unsettle your very core. A story where the thin veneer of normalcy peels away to reveal the monstrous truth beneath. When I first met Alex, he seemed like the perfect roommate. Charming, considerate, and clean. Everything you could want in someone you share your living space with. He moved into the spare room in my apartment on a bright sunny day, bringing with him a few boxes of belongings and an infectious smile. We hit it off immediately, bonding over shared interests in music and movies. Alex even cooked dinner the first night, whipping up a delicious meal that made me think I had struck gold. For the first few weeks, living with Alex was like a dream. He was polite, paid his rent on time, and kept to himself when I needed space. But slowly, subtle cracks began to appear in his perfect facade. It started with small things. Items in my room moved slightly out of place, food missing from the fridge, the sense that I was being watched. I brushed it off, chalking it up to my imagination or the quirks of sharing a space with someone new. Then one night I woke to the sound of whispering. Groggy and disoriented, I stumbled out of bed and followed the noise to Alex's room. The door was slightly ajar and I peeked inside. Alex was sitting on his bed facing the wall, his back to me. He was speaking in a low, rapid tone, as if in a heated conversation with someone who wasn't there. I watched, transfixed by the eerie scene, until he suddenly stopped and turned his head, his eyes locking onto mine. I quickly retreated to my room, my heart pounding in my chest. From that night on, things escalated. Alex's behavior became more erratic and disturbing. He would stay up all night, pacing the apartment, muttering to himself. His once charming demeanor gave way to sudden, violent outbursts. I found strange, unsettling drawings hidden around the apartment, images of grotesque faces and dismembered bodies. The sense of being watched grew stronger, and I began to fear for my safety. As I cautiously navigated the chaos, I found a note pinned to my bedroom door with a kitchen knife. The note read, "I know your secrets. You can't hide from me." Panic set in, and I called the police. But they found no trace of Alex. They advised me to stay elsewhere for the night, and I took their advice, crashing at a friend's place. The next day I returned to the apartment, hoping Alex had calmed down or left for good. But the feeling of dread only intensified. I couldn't shake the sense that he was still watching, lurking in the shadows. Days turned into weeks, and I saw no sign of Alex, but his presence lingered like a malignant specter. I began to unravel, sleep-deprived and paranoid. I installed locks on my bedroom door, but it did little to ease my mind. Every creak and groan of the apartment became a sinister whisper, every shadow a potential threat. I knew I couldn't live like this much longer. Then, one fateful night, it all came to a head. I awoke to the sound of my bedroom door creaking open. Heart racing, I reached for the baseball bat I kept by my bed. The door swung open slowly, revealing Alex standing in the doorway, a twisted grin on his face. His eyes gleamed with a manic intensity, and he held a knife in his hand. "Why are you doing this?" I stammered, my voice barely a whisper. Alex stepped closer, his grin widening. "Because," he said, his voice a low, menacing growl, "it's fun." I swung the bat, but Alex was quicker. He lunged at me, the knife glinting in the dim light. We struggled, a chaotic blur of motion and fear. I felt the blade slice through my skin, a searing pain that only fueled my desperation. Somehow, I managed to knock the knife from his hand and scramble out of the room. I fled the apartment, not daring to look back, my breath coming in ragged gasps. I called the police again, but by the time they arrived, Alex had vanished, leaving behind only chaos and blood. Months later, I moved to a new city, trying to leave the nightmare behind. But the fear never truly left me. I changed my name, my appearance, but I could never shake the feeling that Alex was out there, watching, waiting. I lived in a constant state of paranoia, never letting my guard down. The perfect roommate had become my worst nightmare, a dark shadow that haunted my every waking moment. And so, dear viewers, I leave you with this question. Do you really know the person you're living with? What secrets do they hide behind that friendly smile? Share your thoughts and fears in the comments below. Until next time, remember, trust is a fragile thing, and sometimes it can be deadly. Share, like, and subscribe if you dare.